Good morning, everyone. My name is Stefania Ronci, and I recently graduated in teaching Italian to foreigners at the University for Foreigners of Perugia. Today, I'm going to talk about the personalization of language learning through technology. The aim of this presentation is to share with you some insights about online language learning and possible ways to improve the experience of online students. In particular, the topics that I'm going to cover are the reasons that made personalization of learning increasingly important in the landscape of online education, the importance of personalization in language learning, the potential of the Moodle learning management system for the creation of adaptive environments, and I'm also going to give you some examples of learning resources in our B1 online Italian course. Finally, I'm going to outline future directions in order to further improve online language learning. Personalized learning is an educational approach that aims to customize learning to suit each student's individual needs. It's been a long time since we've known that individual differences, such as background knowledge, age, and learning styles, influence the way we learn. Therefore, considering the fact that every learner learns in a different way, delivering a standard curriculum for all students could present several limitations, especially in distance education. In online courses designed to be open to a large variety of students, not everyone may benefit from the same material and learning methods. On the same course, there might be faster learners along with others who instead need more repetition and extra learning resources to properly understand and master a certain topic. As a consequence, providing each student with what they need in terms of materials and resources could greatly enhance engagement while learning, and in turn, this helps to prevent feelings of frustration and lack of motivation. Taking into account the recent educational developments and the growing use of technology in education, computer-assisted language learning has become more sophisticated, giving learners more voice and choice. Technology, and in particular learning management systems such as Moodle, can be very helpful in creating personalized learning paths. Firstly, I would like to present some peculiarities of the Moodle learning platform, then explore the potential of the tools available to engage students and foster their motivation to learn. Moodle provides support for teaching activities through a very broad and articulated set of tools. It's an easy-to-use platform where navigation is fluid and immediate. The default appearance of Moodle is easily customizable, and its open-source approach allows for continuous improvements to meet the current and evolving needs of its users, as well as a greater security for their personal data. By implementing this course, we took into account the usability, the attractiveness of the graphic aspects, and the ease of the operational tools. The platform enables content creation using the resources and activities modules. While resources allow to deliver non-interactive content, such as links, folders, and multimedia like images, audios, videos, etc., the activities allow for the creation of e-activities in which students can be actively involved. The first tool that I'm going to present is Moodle Reports, a valuable resource for the teacher to track students' interactions in the platform and to monitor how they are progressing throughout the course. Monitoring students is really important in the context of online courses, because the lack of real contact with the learners in face-to-face classes makes it harder for the teacher to know the students personally and gather information about the learning experience. Just to show you some examples, log reports show every single action performed by the students, which can be filtered by participants, days, or activities. Activity completion allow both teacher and students to keep track of their advancement throughout the course, marking with a tick box the activities that have been completed by the students. Students or group can also be easily messaged, as we can see in this picture. Moreover, by selecting each student's name from the participant list, teachers can view a summary report that shows information about when the student has last logged into the course, how many times they access each activity or resource, and the time spent in completing each task. By consulting these reports, the teacher can be aware if the students are not accessing the course regularly and how they are performing in every activity. This information can be used to carry out appropriate actions, such as get in touch with the students both privately and collectively to discuss any possible issue, reschedule deadlines, or stimulate discussions in the forums. Another very useful tool for creating adaptive content is the lesson. Using the lesson, it's possible to create alternative learning paths that the students can select according to their personal choice. This picture shows an example of a lesson that we created for our B1 online course. The aim of this lesson was to enhance socio-pragmatic competence by learning how to apologize in Italian in a contextually appropriate way. Each one of these paths contains a series of information pages, for example, a video or a text, and question pages with different types of exercises. As we can see here, an example of a multiple choice question. The interesting adaptive feature of the lesson is that the path followed by the student is determined by their answer on their question pages. If the student answers correctly, they can move on to the next page. Otherwise, they will be asked to go back and review the information page or complete a series of additional activities. This method allows students to move on at their own pace, providing extra material and resources only to the students who need additional help. Moving on, the quiz activity is not only useful to assess students' knowledge, but also to deliver educational material. A single quiz can contain different types of activities, such as multiple choice, true or false questions, short answers, close practice, and much more. This wide variety of exercises allows teachers to build complex and effective learning paths about a specific topic. Our B1 online Italian language course is designed to be delivered in a fully asynchronous mode, without including real-time classes using video calls. This way, it can be available to students from all over the world in different countries, spanning a wide range of ages and cultural and educational backgrounds. The course is structured into 12 learning units, each including 6 sections focused on different communicative competencies. Each unit is introduced by a video presenting everyday communicative situations and containing the target language that will be learned through the unit. In our course, we use the quiz to deliver teaching material focused on grammar. For each unit of this course, we designed inductive learning paths which guide participants to discover grammatical rules autonomously. Inductive teaching is currently considered particularly advantageous as the learner is more active in the learning process as opposed to being a passive recipient. However, considering the individual cognitive differences of the students, this method may not be suitable for everyone, and some learners might benefit from being exposed to the rules at the outset and then memorizing them through a series of exercises. Students who struggle with inductive teaching can at any time consult a grammar section that contains explicit explanation of the rules explored in that unit. When creating a quiz, the teacher can also set up automatic feedback messages that appear either after completing every single question or at the end of the quiz. What's very useful about the feedback messages is that they can be personalized. That means that the teacher can preset different messages depending on the scores attained by the students. For instance, if the student receives a low grade, the general feedback can contain further explanation about the topic of the quiz or extra supportive material. In this picture, we can, for example, see a link that directs the student to a web page with extra activities to get some more practice on that grammar topic. Finally, another way of personalizing the learning experience is by restricting access to a certain activity depending on the results of a previous task. The aim of this strategy is to make sure that the students can advance through the course only when they're ready to tackle more complex topics. For example, in our course, we restrict access to each unit until the student has fully completed the previous one and published at least one post in the forum discussion of that unit. In addition to these strategies, more sophisticated learning analytics tools can be implemented to monitor step by step each student's learning process and achieve information about their learning habits. Through the collection and examination of the data produced by the learners, these tools can provide guidelines and predictive analysis on their future behavior and learning outcomes. They can, for example, identify signs of losing motivation or problems with a particular topic, the goal being to provide a better experience while the course is still ongoing and also make improvements for future editions. Thank you for your attention.